very well positioned in order to capture some of that. So
I don't think it's any secret that any developer in this region has been called up by the data center people, right? Whoever that is. And so I know my talents had their calls for Edinburgh, certain all that land north of Edinburgh, and then us. So we got a few of those. We have not advanced those talks. I think people are sitting and waiting on industrial right now, given our climate that we have with our tariffs and other things. But we hope to work with developers such as Killam and UNED to try to facilitate some of those really high net worth investments like data center. And you dealt with point.
yeah, no, so absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of data out there on data center. They consume a lot of power. They consume a lot of water, and they need land.
And they don't bring up people on board.
They don't.
But the investment is
The
major.
value of the property is huge. So really probably our game changer, $1 billion organization. So we are definitely talking to a few people, and hopefully we can get something worked out.
Let me switch gears really quick, but Daddy, I just want to make something clear because Brianna, raise your hand. She's on our team over here. She helped perpetuate this rumor that the Cheesecake Factory was coming to Mission. It is not coming to Mission, right? Is that true? It's not coming, right?
It's not coming,
It's
not yet.
Yeah. So, but some of those bigger retailers are beginning to look elsewhere besides their primary markets. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
And how much of that are y'all feel just in general?
Can you repeat the question?
Just dealing with these retailers that are continuing to look for space.
Honestly, we get a lot of calls frequently from them. So daily, really. I mean, I know Dan, he's VP of leasing. So he gets a lot of like inquiries and things like that, and calls, people asking for things specific in this area. It's just, we tell them you can't find any fun.
There are census tracts along Sherry Road, but the median household income is way above $100,000. And that $100,000 number is like a Sugar Land number, it's a Frisco number, it's a Georgetown, Round Rock number, right? They're just not very large, right? But there are plenty of tracts there in North McAllen, Sherry Road, and some other places. Not too many, but Mission definitely has that. Let me transition back to industrial. You too, Luis, you have dealt with folks who have called you, and you and I have talked about some projects that we won't go into, but just in general, can you talk about some of those inquiries that you've gotten about your hand?
Yeah, sure. So kind of, what they're talking about, really same thing now, data centers. I'm not literally discuss too much because I'm actually in the process of getting something like this right now. But I will say that there's been a lot of interest, so much so that the industrial park that we have foreseen, we might have to pivot. And we're ready for pivot. And that's the whole point. We're ready to pivot because we know it'll make the greatest impact in the area. We know that it will give us a legacy and mission. We're mission local. I want mission on the map, And at the end of the day, it's exciting. There's so much coming for it. If it's not the industrial land, we pivot. But the truth is that within 2026, we're going to see a lot of movement, and I'm really hopeful for it. I mean, I wish I could say more.
No. Can you elaborate though on why your area, the Killam's area, specifically off that military highway, why that area is so valuable to the data center types?
Of course. So let me put it this way: the Swiss Army knife of industrial land is exactly where we're at. And I'm honest with this. Think about this. Class 1 railway access, okay? We have the Ansa Luas Bridge right in front of us, okay? We have a substation, we have an energy bank, and we have access to highway. And also I'll also take a moment to kind of reference Rioplex, right? Because Mission is part of the Rioplex area, but Mission has it. Mission is the one that guarantees that access, and it's huge. So if we don't have, right, you see that little triangle right on top of that area? That was sold to a power bank. We sold that land a while back, not knowing about this, But
it's a battery farm.
It's battery farm, yes, correct. And then the substation right on top.
and it gets sent to the grid when needed, right?
Exactly. So they have access to the energy 24/7, right? So it doesn't, and the proximity, right? There's no need to put that infrastructure to kind of get in. But I will say that we are the Swiss Army knife of industrial life, and we're excited about it. And Killam's as well. This railway access is huge. The water access in the city. Also, the Realplex, kind of touching that, is we have 100,000 university students in the area. We have sophisticated employment. This is a big thing for us, right? Not only that, 13 points of international entry, 2 ports, and this is something else kind of crazy, a launch site. Who has a launch site within an hour? Like, tell me who else? And it's amazing. Like, we're the future. There's no doubt about it, and that's why we're excited.
We also have a rope-pulled ferry over in Océano.
There we go. You see? We had it all. You want to be traditional? Yeah.
Thanks. And the launch was yesterday. I don't know if you all watched that. Truly incredible, and it's hard to believe that it's here, but it is here. And even in this building here, we have a SpaceX contractor who is in charge of all the cement work out there that works out of our building.